A cosmic storm of memories and determination raged inside Commander James as he stood at the helm of the Iron Vanguard, the shimmering warship slicing through the endless void of Andromeda. Every heartbeat throbbed with a promise of retribution, each pulsating nebula outside whispering ancient secrets of forgotten battles. The cold hum of the ship melded with echoes of past alien assaults, igniting a fierce resolve to reclaim humanity's honor in a universe that had long forgotten hope. In the dim light of the bridge, every surface gleamed with a quiet resilience. Holographic panels and softly blinking consoles framed the view of a vast, star-strewn expanse. Commander James, with furrowed brow and steely eyes, surveyed his surroundings as if reading an intricate map of both the cosmos and his soul. The Iron Vanguard wasn't merely metal and circuitry, it was a living testament to human ingenuity, a fortress built from the remnants of shattered dreams and the burning ambition to restore lost honor. The deep rumble of the engines reverberated through the hull, echoing the steady cadence of his heart. As he reached out to touch the cool surface of the command console, his fingers brushed against the worn emblem of Earth, a silent promise that every scar borne by the ship and its crew was a mark of survival, not defeat. Outside, the Andromeda galaxy unfurled in a riot of color. Swirling violet nebulae intermingled with bursts of fiery stars, and distant asteroid fields loomed like jagged reminders of cosmic chaos. Each star was a spark of hope amid the darkness, and each gap between them, a challenge yet to be overcome. James's thoughts drifted to the haunting echoes of past encounters, alien forces that had once ridiculed humanity with impersonal cruelty. The memory of that scorn, of the bitter taste of defeat and the acrid scent of burning metal, was indelibly etched into his mind. Those moments, though seared with loss, had forged his unyielding spirit. They fueled his determination to navigate the perils of deep space and to lead his crew not only with tactical brilliance but also with a compassion born of shared sacrifice. Around him, the bridge crew worked in near-silent synchronicity, their focus evident in every subtle nod and measured glance. The soft murmur of communications filled the background, punctuating the steady pulse of the ship. Amid the subdued clatter of keystrokes and the occasional beep from monitoring systems, the atmosphere was one of quiet intensity, a collective vow that every challenge faced would be met with relentless resolve. Each crew member, from the rookie technician to the seasoned navigator, knew that the honor of humanity rested on the outcome of their silent vigil. A sweeping display on the central screen revealed the intricate network of wormhole gateways and ancient alien relics that punctuated the sector. The glowing lines and grids mapped out regions of space both beautiful and treacherous, where cosmic storms and unseen perils lurked behind every shimmering star. The Iron Vanguard's course was set toward one such enigmatic region, a place whispered about in hushed tones among veterans, where the remnants of a long-forgotten alien empire lay in wait. It was here that the battle for redemption would begin, and every sensor, every heartbeat, counted down to that inevitable confrontation. In that moment, as the ship glided silently through the stellar night, Commander James felt the weight of both past failures and future hopes. The cool, recycled air of the bridge mingled with the latent tension of anticipation, crafting an atmosphere thick with resolve. His mind raced with tactical scenarios, each one a blend of calculated risk and daring innovation. The memories of alien jeers and scorn were transformed into a powerful drive, a burning need to prove that humanity was not defined by its setbacks, but by its ability to rise, adapt, and conquer. Standing at the helm, James absorbed every detail of his environment, the faint metallic scent lingering in the air, the soft hum of energy coursing through the ship's veins, and the ever-present glow of distant suns. The Iron Vanguard was more than a vessel, it was a symbol of defiance against a cosmos that had once mocked their might. With each passing second, the ship's purpose crystallized in his mind, to honor the sacrifices of those who had come before and to secure a future where humanity's legacy would burn brighter than the stars themselves. And so, in the vast silence of space, with the universe as both battleground and witness, Commander James initiated the course. The journey ahead promised not just retribution, but a reawakening, a chance to reclaim the lost pride of a people who had dared to dream beyond the confines of their terrestrial home. As the Iron Vanguard surged forward, its engines roaring like the heartbeat of an ancient warrior, James's resolve solidified. The cosmos was vast and indifferent, yet within him burned a fire that would challenge the darkness head-on. A sudden, shattering burst of static split the silence on the bridge, and every crew member's pulse skipped a beat. The holographic display flickered, revealing a face composed of shifting, iridescent scales and eyes that burned with unyielding arrogance. Admiral Walker's image materialized, his voice, a blend of cold malice and superior condescension, resonated through the ship's speakers. "So fragile are your defenses, mere humans," he sneered, each word dripping with contempt. His taunts, laced with venom and an unyielding belief in his species' dominance, reverberated off every metal panel, igniting an immediate tension among the crew. In an instant, the atmosphere shifted from cautious vigilance to chaotic urgency. The Iron Vanguard's once assuring hum became a cacophony of alarm signals and frantic clatters. Digital readouts danced erratically as cybernetic saboteurs, swift, spectral glitches within the ship's systems, wove through the circuitry like ghostly saboteurs. The delicate balance of the ship's defenses faltered, plunging critical systems into disarray. Amid the turmoil, sparks of violet and blue cascaded across the central console, painting a surreal tableau of imminent peril. Commander James stood unyielding, his eyes narrowing as he absorbed the severity of the situation. The bitter mockery from Admiral Walker, the relentless jeers that belittled human ingenuity, fanned the embers of his resolve. With a voice that cut through the cacophony, he barked orders, his tone calm yet fiercely determined. "Shields up. Reroute power to the main systems. We will not be undone by your petty tricks." His words, resonant with both authority and an undercurrent of personal defiance, galvanized the crew. Across the bridge, technicians and officers scrambled to restore control, their faces illuminated by the frantic glow of malfunctioning panels. Sweat beaded on brows, and the palpable tension was interwoven with flashes of determination. In the midst of chaos, a steady rhythm of coordinated effort emerged, each crew member a vital cog in the battle against an unseen enemy within their own ship. Admiral Walker's derisive laughter echoed once more, a stark reminder that this was not merely a technical assault, but a calculated psychological ploy. Every mocking syllable was designed to shake the human spirit. Yet, as the Iron Vanguard systems gradually flickered back to life, the defiant glint in Commander James' eyes grew ever stronger. The taste of humiliation was bitter, but it was also the catalyst for a burning resolve, a promise that they would turn this assault into a rallying cry. In that charged moment, with the echoes of alien mockery still hanging in the air and the ship's lights steadily regaining their strength, the crew united under one purpose: to reclaim their honor and prepare for the inevitable storm. The taunts from the void had stirred a deeper, more resilient determination, and as the Iron Vanguard hummed once again with renewed power, its captain silently vowed that the coming battle would mark the beginning of their fierce, unyielding retribution. Inside the softly lit strategy chamber of the Iron Vanguard, tension and resolve intermingled as Commander James gathered his trusted officers around a holographic table. The room pulsed with the low hum of advanced machinery and the muted glow of star charts dancing in the air. Before them, a complex projection mapped the treacherous route to the alien outpost, a labyrinth of swirling debris, gravitational anomalies, and shadowed corridors designed to hide ancient dangers. Every detail of the mission was laid bare: the deployment of an experimental cloaking system, precision-guided plasma strikes, and a series of calculated maneuvers that would tip the scales in their favor. James's eyes, fierce and unyielding, swept over the assembled faces. Lieutenant John, his second-in-command, leaned forward with a mix of skepticism and determination. Engineer William, whose nimble fingers had coaxed life from even the most recalcitrant circuits, tapped steadily at his console, and Pilot David, with a voice roughened by years of navigating cosmic tempests, rested his hands on the table, ready for the challenge. The air was thick with anticipation as the crew understood that this convergence of advanced technology and human ingenuity was their lifeline, and their path to redemption. "Listen up," Commander James began, his tone calm yet resonant with the weight of past scars and future hopes. "Our mission is simple in theory: infiltrate the alien outpost undetected and cripple their defenses from within. But simplicity is a luxury we no longer possess. Our cloaking system must mask not only our silhouette but also our energy signature. We have but one chance to get this right." Lieutenant John's eyes narrowed as he interjected, "Captain, our simulations indicate a 78% chance of success if we maintain a steady power flow. The system is experimental, but I believe we've fine-tuned every parameter to perfection." His words, though confident, carried an undercurrent of caution, a reminder of the razor-thin margin for error in the void of space. Engineer William nodded, adding, "We've adjusted the plasma cannons to deliver precision strikes. The key is balance: too much charge, and we risk a spike in our energy output, giving us away; too little, and we won't disable their systems. I've programmed a feedback loop that should keep us within the safe margin. But any deviation, however slight, could compromise the entire operation." Pilot David, whose years of navigating hostile sectors had hardened his resolve, leaned back with a measured tone. I've flown through more hazardous regions than this, but the unknown is what makes it a gamble. We'll be threading a needle through enemy detection systems and gravitational traps. Our best chance is to rely on both the tech and our instinct. The holographic display shifted, highlighting a narrow channel amid a sprawling field of dark, silent stars, a natural corridor where the alien sensors were least vigilant. James's finger traced the glowing path, his mind racing with tactical possibilities. This corridor, he explained, will serve as our veil. The natural debris and gravitational quirks here will shield us as we activate the cloaking. Once inside the outpost, we'll deploy our plasma cannons to take out key nodes. This isn't just about stealth, it's about sending a message that we will not be underestimated. A moment of reflective silence settled over the room as each officer absorbed the plan. The soft hum of the machinery, the quiet beeping of monitoring systems, and the distant pulse of the ship's engines underscored the gravity of their task. For Commander James, every detail held personal significance, a path toward reclaiming the honor that had been so cruelly mocked. The scars of past alien encounters and the bitter taste of previous defeats now coalesced into a single, burning purpose, to prove that humanity's spirit was as indomitable as the cosmos itself. James's gaze hardened as he met each officer's eyes, silently affirming their collective resolve. "We proceed at once," he declared. "We trust in our training, our technology, and above all, our unity. Today, we silence the mockery of our foes with the sound of our triumph. Failure is not an option." The officers exchanged determined glances, each one a testament to their unwavering commitment. As the meeting drew to a close, the hum of the holographic projection seemed to echo the heartbeat of the Iron Vanguard, a steady, resolute rhythm that promised both danger and deliverance. With their roles clearly defined and their minds aligned, the crew dispersed to finalize preparations, each step a prelude to the convergence of stealth and strength. In that charged, fleeting moment, as plans solidified and the countdown to action began, the Iron Vanguard stood poised at the edge of destiny. The cloaked convergence was no longer a mere strategy, it was the embodiment of hope, defiance, and the relentless will to transform humiliation into a resounding victory. The Iron Vanguard slipped into the void as if it were a wraith born from the cosmos. Cloaked in an ethereal shroud of advanced technology, the warship became nearly invisible against the tapestry of stars. Pilot David's steady hands guided the vessel with a practiced ease, every calculated maneuver assigned him to survival. Outside, the universe transformed into a labyrinth, a deadly dance of asteroid fields and gravitational eddies, where every shift of space and time threatened to unmask them. In the quiet cockpit, the soft hum of the cloaking generators melded with the measured beeps of navigational instruments. The sensors, tuned to detect the faintest anomaly, flickered nervously as the ship threaded a narrow corridor between colossal, drifting space rocks. David's eyes were locked on the viewfinder, where the darkness was punctuated by the glimmer of distant suns and the reflective surfaces of nearby debris. Each passing asteroid, polished by cosmic winds into rugged sculptures of rock and metal, was a reminder of the perils lurking in the abyss. The crew, now scattered across their respective stations, worked with a precision that belied the underlying tension. Engineer William monitored the cloaking systems, his fingers dancing over holographic readouts as he ensured that energy signatures remained suppressed. Every pulse, every fluctuation was scrutinized, for one miscalculation could expose them to the ever-watchful alien detectors. The air in the control room was cool and clinical, yet it buzzed with the silent intensity of collective resolve. As the Iron Vanguard glided deeper into enemy territory, the ship entered a vast region where gravitational anomalies played tricks on both instrument readings and human perception. The gentle tug of unseen forces coaxed the vessel along a winding path, the gravity wells of nearby celestial bodies warping the fabric of space. Commander James, stationed at the helm, felt the weight of these cosmic manipulations as though the very void was trying to ensnare them. He maintained a vigilant focus, his eyes scanning the readouts for any sign of betrayal from the hostile environment. Outside the reinforced hull, the darkness of space was alive with the glow of cosmic phenomena. Nebulae vast, swirling clouds of gas and dust provided an eerie backdrop, their radiant colors contrasting sharply with the impenetrable black. These celestial curtains, both mesmerizing and treacherous, hid more than just the stars. They were the perfect cover for the enemy's lurking surveillance, a natural veil that could either be a blessing or a curse depending on one's luck. Within this precarious passage, time seemed to stretch. Every second was laden with suspense, every sensor beep a reminder that detection was imminent. The ship's computer softly intoned updates, its digital voice a monotone counterpoint to the heartbeat of the vessel. The bridge was a symphony of controlled chaos, each officer's focused expression and each whispered instruction interweaving into a tapestry of silent determination. Even the slightest disturbance in the void was noted and swiftly countered. Amid the ambient din of the ship's inner workings, the crew experienced fleeting moments of introspection. Lieutenant John, eyes fixed on the slowly advancing radar, recalled the strategic briefings and the unspoken camaraderie that had led them to this moment. His mind wandered to the faces of his comrades, each one etched with the same resolute spirit that now propelled the ship forward. The camaraderie, though forged in the crucible of conflict, was the iron thread that bound them together, a silent promise that no one would be left behind in the abyss. The alien outpost loomed ahead as a dark silhouette against a star-spangled horizon, a structure of twisted metal and organic architecture, half swallowed by the void. Its presence was an ominous blend of beauty and decay, a relic of a civilization that had once ruled the cosmos with ruthless ingenuity. As the Iron Vanguard neared its target, every sensor reading, every measured heartbeat, reaffirmed that they were on the precipice of a defining moment. The ship's cloaking shroud pulsed rhythmically, a beacon of human innovation in a hostile universe. In that charged moment, the Iron Vanguard and its crew navigated the cosmic gauntlet with a blend of technological mastery and raw human instinct. The danger was palpable in every ripple of the gravitational fields, every shimmer of starlight refracted through ancient dust. And yet, amid the silent void and the creeping threat of exposure, the crew moved as one, a single, determined force against the sprawling uncertainty of the universe. As the dark mass of the alien outpost grew larger on the view screen, the tension in the bridge coalesced into a single, unified focus. Commander James's steady gaze met those of his officers, each understanding that they were now at the threshold of destiny. The journey through the abyss was not merely a test of technology or tactics, but a crucible for the human spirit, a testament to the power of unity and the relentless drive to overcome even the most impenetrable darkness. The Iron Vanguard pressed forward, its cloaked silhouette merging with the mysteries of the cosmos, as it embarked on the next phase of its daring mission, a stealthy plunge into the heart of enemy territory, where every move would decide the fate of their honor and the future of humankind. The moment the Iron Vanguard's stealth module disengaged within the alien stronghold, the corridors revealed themselves in eerie half-light. The passageways were a maze of organic curves and jagged edges, carved into a living metal that seemed to breathe with an ancient rhythm. Walls pulsed with a soft, bioluminescent glow, illuminating strange glyphs that hinted at a lost language, a message etched in both beauty and menace. Commander James led a small strike team through the narrow hallway, his footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. Every step was measured, the weight of anticipation mingling with the damp, metallic tang of the alien structure. Lieutenant John flanked him, his eyes scanning the shadows for movement. Behind them, Engineer William clutched his portable diagnostic tool, ready to override any hostile defense systems, while Pilot David maintained a vigilant lookout through the narrow viewport of their entry pod. Without warning, a segment of the corridor convulsed. Panels shifted, and razor-sharp protrusions burst forth from the walls, a sudden, brutal countermeasure. The team reacted instantly. James barked, "Take cover." As plasma bolts sliced through the gloom, John hid behind a bulkhead, narrowly evading a barrage that seared a bright line along the cold surface. The air filled with the acrid smell of ionized metal and the electric crackle of energy fields igniting in rapid succession. In the midst of chaos, Engineer Williams' voice came through the comm, steady but urgent. "I've isolated a weak point in the grid, a frequency disruption that might disable these defenses temporarily." James nodded sharply, and as if on cue, Williams' fingers danced over his portable console. A series of rapid beeps resonated in the confined space, followed by a momentary lull in the mechanized onslaught. The alien trap faltered, its deadly rhythm interrupted by a wave of silence. Breathing heavily, James gathered his team as they pressed forward deeper into the labyrinth. The corridors, now momentarily subdued, revealed intricate carvings that coiled around the walls like ancient vines. Each panel told fragments of a story, a tale of conquest, downfall, and rebirth. The luminous glyphs shimmered with a spectral beauty, casting ghostly reflections on the polished, otherworldly surfaces. It was as if the very architecture was a living repository of memories, echoing with the regrets and triumphs of its long-dead creators. In a quiet alcove off the main passage, the team paused to assess the situation. Lieutenant John crouched before a raised platform, his fingers tracing the worn etchings. These symbols, they speak of sacrifice and redemption, he murmured, his voice a mix of awe and sorrow. His words resonated with a deeper truth. The outpost, in all its hostile majesty, was a monument to both the pride and the downfall of a once mighty civilization. The realization struck the crew. Every challenge they faced here was not merely an obstacle, but a relic of a history as tumultuous as their own. The silence was shattered again by a low, resonant hum, a sound that vibrated through the walls and set the hairs on their necks on end. The corridor ahead began to tremble, and the ground underfoot shifted, betraying the instability of the alien foundation. From behind a concealed archway, a new threat emerged, a contingent of automated defense drones, their surfaces gleaming with lethal precision. Their eyes, if they could be called that, glowed with a piercing red, and they advanced in a cold, calculated formation. Positions, James ordered, his voice echoing with a mix of authority and urgency. The team split up, taking cover behind fallen debris and outcroppings of alien rock. Laser fire burst in staccato intervals as the drones unleashed their programmed onslaught. Amid the frenetic energy of the skirmish, every pulse of light, every shard of debris, became a testament to the deadly ballet unfolding in the confined space. Lieutenant John maneuvered deftly through the chaos, his training and instincts guiding him as he found openings in the drone's formation. He exchanged terse, adrenaline-fueled words with his comrades over the comm channel, each order and response a lifeline in the clashing storm of technology and determination. Engineer William continued his rapid countermeasures, recalibrating his device to disrupt the drone's communication, sowing confusion among the automated ranks. The battle raged with a ferocity that belied the silence of the outpost corridors. Every victory was hard-won, the silence after each skirmish filled with the whispered regrets of what had been lost, and the unspoken promise of retribution. The drones, though relentless, gradually faltered under the combined force of human ingenuity and raw resolve. With each fallen machine, the team reclaimed a piece of the corridor, pushing deeper into the heart of the alien bastion. As the last of the drones collapsed into a heap of sparking circuitry, a profound stillness settled over the passage. In the aftermath, Commander James allowed himself a brief moment to scan the surroundings, a quiet acknowledgement of the cost of their progress. Every scar on the corridor walls, every shadow cast by the dying light, bore witness to battles fought and lives risked. In that fleeting silence, the team regrouped. The outpost had revealed its secrets in shards, both beautiful and brutal, a reminder of the price of defiance in the dual nature of power. With renewed resolve, James signaled the advance. They would continue deeper, uncovering the heart of the enemy's lair, and in doing so, forge a path toward reclaiming the honor that had been so cruelly mocked. The corridor stretched before them like the spine of an ancient beast, each step forward a step into the unknown depths of history and vengeance. As they pressed onward, the echoes of the past mingled with the fervor of the present, binding their fates together in a relentless pursuit of redemption. The vast, ruined chamber of the alien outpost opened before them like a coliseum of cosmic judgment. Towering arches, etched with cryptic symbols and lit by an eerie bioluminescence, set the stage for a battle that transcended mere physical conflict. The silence that once reigned in these ancient corridors shattered as if the very walls anticipated the coming storm. Commander James advanced through the chamber, every step resonating with the weight of destiny. At the heart of the ruin, where shattered columns and swirling dust formed an arena, Admiral Walker's holographic presence materialized in a flash of brutal light. His image, regal yet seething with disdain, dominated the space as he glided forward with an arrogance as palpable as the crackle of energy in the air. "Your defiance is as futile as your spirit, James," Walker intoned, his voice echoing against the alien stone. The words cut through the tension like a vibroblade, fueling the resolve burning in James's eyes. In response, James's voice boomed with a mix of measured fury and unyielding determination. "Your mockery has no place here, Walker. Today, your pride meets its reckoning and humanity will stand unbroken." His declaration rang out as a challenge that reverberated through the chamber, igniting the air with an electric promise of retribution. Without warning, the battle erupted in a dazzling display of plasma and laser fire. Walker's ethereal form manipulated energy with an almost divine precision, launching searing bolts that illuminated the chamber with each impact. Commander James parried with a combination of tactical acumen and raw courage, his movements a blend of calculated strategy and instinctual defiance. The clash was both a physical duel and a collision of ideologies. Human resilience versus alien hubris, determination pitted against centuries of condescension. As beams of incandescent energy crisscrossed the space, The sound of exploding power cells and clashing armaments filled the arena. Every maneuver was a dance with destiny, James deftly dodging a rapid-fire barrage, countering with a sweeping strike that disrupted the aliens' offensive rhythm. The walls of the chamber, covered in ancient glyphs, seemed to bear silent witness to the epic contest, their luminous inscriptions casting fleeting shadows that mimicked the fighters' every move. Between bursts of intense combat, their voices cut through the chaos. "You underestimate the heart that beats within us," James shouted, his words carrying the sorrow of past losses and the fervor of hard-won determination. Walker's response was as cold as it was scornful, "And you, with your sentimental delusions, will be swept aside like the dust of forgotten worlds." In that charged moment, time appeared to slow, a single heartbeat stretched across the void. James seized the opportunity, feinting a retreat before pivoting sharply. His maneuver was not merely tactical but symbolic, a testament to humanity's ability to transform vulnerability into strength. As Walker's overconfidence forced him into a predictable pattern, James exploited the opening, unleashing a calculated volley that sent shockwaves through the enemy's energy shields. The force of the impact rippled across the chamber, and for a heartbeat, silence fell. The flickering light of battle paused as if in awe of the shifting tide. Admiral Walker's holographic form flickered, his expression a mix of disbelief and burning indignation. "You dare challenge the inevitable?" he spat, regaining his composure with a snarl that masked the tremor of uncertainty. "Not challenge," James replied evenly, stepping forward with unwavering resolve. "I reclaim what was stolen and restore the honor of my people." His words, resonant with conviction, cut through the din of reawakening chaos. The room, now alive with renewed fury, became the crucible where pride and vengeance intertwined. The duel escalated into a frenetic ballet of energy surges and tactical brilliance. Laser beams seared arcs through the chamber while plasma bolts danced along the alien stone, painting fleeting portraits of light and shadow. The clash was relentless, each exchange a microcosm of the larger war, a symbolic battle between a legacy of scorched pride and a reborn spirit of defiance. As the confrontation reached its zenith, a critical moment unfolded. Commander James, drawing upon every ounce of courage and tactical ingenuity, initiated a final, daring maneuver. With a swift, calculated surge of power, he overloaded a segment of Walker's energy field. The alien commander's defenses faltered in that instant, his arrogant facade cracking under the relentless pressure of human resolve. In that split second of vulnerability, the battle's rhythm shifted irreversibly. The once dominant figure of Admiral Walker, now battling the surge of his own unraveling defenses, was forced to retreat into the swirling mist of the ruined chamber. The echoes of his final, fractured challenge dissolved into the ambient hum of the receding conflict. The chamber, scarred by the tumult of the duel, bore silent testimony to the clash of titanic wills. In the aftermath, as the cacophony of battle subsided to a heavy, reflective quiet, Commander James stood amidst the ruins, exhausted yet unyielding. His heart pounded with the realization that this confrontation was more than a personal vendetta, it was a pivotal moment for all of humanity. In that profound silence, as the flickering remnants of energy gradually faded, the ideals of honor, sacrifice, and resilience were etched indelibly into the very fabric of the chamber. The confrontation had transformed from an isolated clash into a resonant statement of human perseverance, a declaration that even in the face of overwhelming arrogance, the spirit of mankind could not be extinguished. After the storm of battle, silence descended like a heavy shroud over the alien outpost. The once roaring corridors now lay still, their walls scarred and pitted by plasma burns and shattered defenses. Dust motes swirled in the pale, bioluminescent glow that still emanated from the ancient, living metal, a silent eulogy for the fierce conflict that had just transpired. Commander James led his weary team through the debris-strewn passage. Every step echoed softly against cold, alien stone, a somber counterpoint to the earlier cacophony of combat. Lieutenant John paused by a fragmented mural depicting figures in archaic regalia, remnants of a civilization long decimated by its own ambitions. His fingertips traced the faded symbols as if seeking solace in their ancient, inscrutable wisdom, while a quiet sadness mingled with a hardened resolve in his eyes. Engineer William methodically recalibrated his portable diagnostics amidst the wreckage. The lingering scent of scorched circuitry and ionized metal permeated the air, a constant reminder of the battle's brutal cost. His normally confident demeanor was tempered by the burden of loss, each fallen drone and disabled trap a testament to both his ingenuity and the heavy toll of their mission. Pilot David, ever the stalwart guardian of the void, scanned the dim corridors with unwavering focus. His gaze, steady in the muted light, conveyed a blend of exhaustion and an unspoken promise to see his comrades through the aftermath of this cosmic trial. In the center of the ruined chamber, where the duel between human defiance and alien hubris had reached its crescendo, Commander James halted. The energy that once surged here had dwindled to a haunting murmur, as if the very fabric of the outpost was grieving. The weight of the victory pressed upon him, a victory hard won, yet marred by the bitter taste of sacrifice and regret. Every spark of residual energy on the wall spoke of lives risked and ideals nearly lost. Together, the crew regrouped in a quiet alcove away from the devastation. In hushed, reverent tones, they shared fragments of their inner turmoil, the grief for those who had fallen, and the unyielding hope that their struggle would rekindle humanity's honor. Their voices, soft and measured, wove a tapestry of sorrow and resilience that resonated with the ancient echoes of the outpost. The journey back to the Iron Vanguard was a silent procession, each crew member lost in their private reflections of the cost of defiance. Back aboard the warship, the familiar hum of its engines offered a muted comfort amid the pervasive stillness. On the bridge, Commander James stood before the panoramic viewport, where distant stars shimmered like fragile beacons against the vast, indifferent darkness. His eyes, heavy with the weight of memory, captured the bittersweet essence of their victory, a moment defined not solely by triumph over an enemy, but by the indelible scars left on every soul aboard. In that reflective solitude, as the ship's systems gradually steadied and soft lights restored a semblance of normalcy, the crew began tending to their wounds, both physical and emotional. The quiet murmur of maintenance crews and the measured clacking of repair tools underscored a collective vow that the sacrifices endured here would serve as the foundation for a renewed resolve. Commander James, his voice barely above a whisper yet resolute, addressed his gathered officers. Today, we witnessed the cost of pride and the price of honor. We lost much, but in our unity we found strength. Let these shadows remind us of our past, and let the light of our determination guide us forward. His words, spoken with the gravitas of a man who had stared into the abyss, resonated deeply, igniting a spark of hope amid the falling shadows. As the Iron Vanguard prepared for its slow, somber journey back to safer realms, the lingering silence of the alien outpost became a monument to both the tragedy and triumph of battle. Each scar etched into its alien architecture bore witness to the night when human spirit clashed with cosmic arrogance and emerged, though battered, unbroken. The Iron Vanguard emerged from the shadow of conflict into the gentle glow of a nascent dawn, a dawn not just of light, but of hope and renewal. The warship, battered yet unbowed, floated amidst the quiet vastness of space, its once scorched hull now the canvas for repair crews and skilled engineers. Every spark of welding torches and every measured hum of revitalized engines seemed to sing a hymn of rebirth. In the soft radiance of distant stars, the scars of battle shimmered like constellations, each mark a testament to the sacrifices made and a promise of what was to come. On the bridge, Commander James stood before the panoramic viewport, where the cosmic tapestry stretched in infinite hues. The memories of brutal clashes and sorrowful losses mingled with the quiet determination in his eyes as he contemplated the journey ahead. Around him, his crew moved with a purposeful grace, Lieutenant John carefully calibrating navigation systems to chart a safer course, Engineer William coordinating the intricate symphony of repairs, and Pilot David ensuring that the ship's revival was as smooth as it was resolute. Their actions, both deliberate and tender, spoke of a renewed commitment to safeguarding humanity's fragile yet defiant spirit. In the ship's common area, the atmosphere was filled with a subdued optimism. Soft conversations replaced the earlier cacophony of alarms, as the crew shared stories of valor, whispered memories of comrades lost, and dreams of future victories. The Iron Vanguard was not merely a vessel of war, it had transformed into a beacon of human resilience, a sanctuary where every repaired circuit and every restored panel was a step toward a brighter tomorrow. Amid the hum of reconstruction and the quiet murmur of hope, Commander James gathered his officers for a final address, his voice steady and imbued with heartfelt conviction. Today, we stand not as survivors of conflict, but as architects of our destiny, he declared, his gaze sweeping across the room filled with steadfast souls. Our journey has been forged in the crucible of loss, yet it has given birth to an unbreakable bond, a unity that will guide us into the unknown and light our way through the darkest of times. His words, resonant with both the sorrow of past battles and the promise of new beginnings, found fertile ground in every heart present. In that moment, the Iron Vanguard transformed from a warship into a symbol of hope, a steadfast guardian of humanity's legacy and the herald of a future where honor and courage would illuminate the cosmos. As the ship resumed its voyage into the starlit expanse, each crew member carried within them the lessons of the past and the spark of an unyielding future. The cold vacuum of space, once an indifferent void, now beckoned with infinite possibilities. And so, with hearts reinvigorated and eyes fixed on the horizon of unexplored worlds, they embarked on a new chapter, a journey toward healing, discovery, and the promise that every end births a new beginning.